Mother. Mother trucker. Party people in the place that be. It's your boy. It's the man, the insane game freak. Living like the KING. All the girls don't want to mess with me, but I'm talking that smack cause I'm M.A.G. I'm talking smack cause I'm the real G. I'm talking smack cause I'm the real G. I'm the real G. I'm the real G. It's your boy, the insane game freak. I'm back in the building. It's the insane game freak. And I'm feeling on the ceiling. I'm feeling really appealing. My bars have hit the ceiling. I'm doing so well. So we're talking about today's crime. Orion, so what could you possibly be referring to, bruh? I just want to know, what are you possibly referring to? Because I feel like it's important to address. So I'm just curious. What could you possibly be referring to? Well, I tweet out that I'm live. I'm feeling like a king, baby. Feeling like a G, baby. It's your boy, the insane game freak, and I'm back in the building. Din. I'm getting that din din din. Ayy, eating that din din din. Ayy, eat that din din din. Ayy, where's Twitter? I mean, X gonna give it to you. What do you mean it's not the same thing? Well, it's called X, so I guess I gotta put X is gonna give it to you. I feel like we need to come up with a break. I feel like yeet is funnier, but I gotta figure this out. I don't understand how what kind of bull is this? Also, apparently I'm evil. I'm chaotic evil. This is bull. This is absolute trash. Sorry, I saw this random thing that had me in it, and it's pissing me off. Oh well, let me just tweet this out real quick. What's up? What's up? M87 boom. What's up? Here comes the boom, baby. No, guys, don't fucking ding me. I'm in the middle of something right now. Hold on. I gotta mute the peoples because they making noise, and I don't like that shit. So y'all go mute for a little while. All right, so let me go post this tweet real quick. I'm live. Hey, Sorosan. I'm alive. I'm awake. I'm alive. No, I know what I am inside. What? Nothing. I like how Nimona, Classic Sonic, and One Piece is trending. These are weird things to be trending tonight, but I guess it's fine. I guess this is where we live now. All right, so let me get back to the main thing. All right, bruh, that's like giving shit box human rights. All right, relax. All right, listen around, sir. So we're gonna let people pop in. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late. My mother called me and asked me to do something I didn't want to do, so I had to like tell her I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, the new Twitter logo is gonna trip everybody up. When I why? Because one, people gotta realize that is it still technically? In retrospect, the logo is still Twitter. So you can still call it Twitter. It's just called X now, which now really confuses me because the domain is still twitter.com, but like the logo is X and it's just X everywhere. I hate all of this. This all sounds stupid as hell. But here we are. Oh, because of Masters? Oh, I don't care about Masters. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? We're gonna have a stream tonight. I have no idea what the hell it's gonna be, but we're gonna talk. We're just gonna talk and chill out and discuss things. I don't know what we're discussing. I'm dead ass about this. I knew there were a couple things that came out, but nothing really too crazy. And just to give you guys some context of what happened, so because I was supposed to stream Hi-Fi Rush on Wednesday, and that didn't happen. And the reason why that didn't happen is because the champs needed a 5-on-5 between the pod and the champs, and I decided, hey, TSS doesn't like to try new things like play Among Us, so I figured I'd join that, which is why on Wednesday I still was on a stream. I just wasn't on my stream. What's up, Red Dragon? How you doing? So I still owed you guys a stream, and I said I was gonna stream Friday. And just know I skipped the gym for this, so that's how much I care about you guys. So appreciate my love and support, god dang it. But yeah, anyways, hopefully everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's week has been fine. Mine's been pretty exhausting. Transitioning back from a vacation week, plus a bunch of work that's happening. It's been one of those weeks, guys, and it's just some days are better than others. Work out during the stream. I've always debated on buying gym stuff. I'm also debating stuff with this house anyway, so I don't even know. There's a certain level of investment I want to do. I want to do in this house, but I don't know if it's gonna be the full investment because one of the things I like the idea of is creating a cash flow, and ironically enough, like passive income. And the way I could do it is by either renting this house out or renting it out would be the passive income, and I've been debating all that stuff. Terrell become a fitness influencer? Nah. I need to be a success story before I can even humor that idea. Also, I don't like people enough to influence them. I make videos, ironically enough, but it's funny. It was funny. I was looking up side hustles and like side things to do, money wise, just to have a secondary cash flow. And ironically enough, this would be it. Like I would actually just rather YouTube become that secondary cash flow. The problem is that YouTube's money is insanely inconsistent. Sometimes you can do really well, and sometimes you can do really bad, and it's not consistent. Like it's a very risk versus reward situation. We don't have a lot of direct topics, so if there's anything you guys want to suggest, you can suggest. The one thing that Orion Sword kind of brought to my attention was that apparently Square Enix was like, we're going to be doing more partnerships with Xbox, and Orion Sword had a fit because he didn't like any of that, which there is some basis reason behind why he can feel that way, and I wouldn't say he's wrong. The main reason why I would say he's not inherently wrong for feeling that way is because if you know anything about Square Enix very much in recent years, I would say the last couple of years, I probably would say since like Street Fighter V, when it first launched, I think they've been trying to be bought by Sony. Like they make money, but considering how much money they've wasted and spent on other things that don't have anything to do with like making money. Plus that they just got rid of. I mean, their Western studio is essentially gone because Eidos. I think it's Eidos Montreal isn't owned by them anymore. They just said fuck it and got rid of all those IPs. So all the money that they were getting from those games, regardless of their quality, they were still getting a decent cash flow from those games, even though they would sit there and claim it wasn't enough. I'm like, compared to what? Compared to you not making money? Compared to all that money you fucked up on between Final Fantasy 13, 15. I mean, granted, I think 14's made back its money, but the decade-long struggle that was 15, like you've got like they've struggled a lot in their main like for the cash cow to be Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy in itself has been a bitch and a half. Okay, I mean, I would say they're probably decently out of the hole now because they've also made a bunch of smaller stuff. Bravely Default 2, The World Ends With You 2, even though I'm pretty sure that didn't sell well for them. I think Square has been on this like look to being bought, and Sony has been the most likely and the one that they seem to prefer to buy them. And I know why. It's because Sony lets them get away. Sony's already appealing to the Western gamer with their own products, so Square can kind of just fall into that place. The fact that Square Enix got rid of Deus Ex speaks volumes. That's true. Like I said, they pretty much killed their Western side. So ironically enough, all they have is their Japanese stuff, and they only have like a couple of Japanese IPs that are appealing to the Western market. Square lowered their standards. Why would you even say that? They just need more money. The reality is this. They use Nintendo and probably Sony to a lesser extent for their smaller budget games. And then they use Sony mainly for their high budget stuff. So you got one company, I mean, I guess technically PC to a lesser extent. But the point is that Square, actually not even really PC, because I think a lot of those titles end up being Sony exclusive for at least a year or so, at least, before they would go on PC. Not all of them, but some of them are like that. Hell, I'm surprised Street Fighter 6 wasn't PlayStation exclusive. It probably didn't work out for PS5, but like realistically, people like that, like, well, not Street Fighter. That's Capcom. Why did I say that? What did I mean? Not Cap. Oh, what did I mean? Not Capcom. What's the Square Enix game that went through the same thing? Wasn't it the remake? Wasn't the 7 remake like that too? If anyone buys Square, you can say provide anything except Final Fantasy from them. Exactly. They need the money like a hooker would. Wow, Orion, relax, bro. It's not that deep. The point I'm making is that Square desperately wants to be bought. I think that's not really a crazy statement or even like a surprising one. They need to be bought because they don't know how to manage their money and they need someone to pretty much tell them what to do. You know how some girls don't want to think in life? So what they do is they always want to get a man who's like very dominant. But the reason why they want to get a man who's super dominant is because they don't want to have to do anything for themselves. Not saying all women are like this. And not even saying there aren't men that aren't like this. But like, it's way more known in women to do stuff like that. That's how Square is. Square just wants to make fucking Final Fantasy games and whatever else and not have to worry about the minutia. Because the minutia is what's screwing them over financially. Also, in their weird, dumbass gaming decisions have cost them a lot of money. And I do mean a lot of money. Like, I don't even think they've really recovered everything financially from their missteps. Because their missteps took like over a decade to realize, like, oh. And then when the game finally came out, it did do well in the long run. But they also had to still support the game for like 3 or 4 years. Like, I imagine 16 will probably get new DLC and updates in the next, like, 2 or 3 years. And then we got Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 coming out. Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. I think is that this holiday or is that early? I think it's early next year. So they're trying to justify their existence while also, like, be bought. They very much want that, like, I don't want to have to deal with this crap kind of mentality. I like that agua, baby. It hits different when you're tired. Square Enix NTFs. Oh my God. The NTFs, bro. We don't talk about the NTFs. That's a whole other issue, okay? So, I don't know how people feel about the Square thing, honestly. I mean, them saying they're going to do more Xbox games to me seems a little like a lie because I don't believe it. Like, also, what games are you talking about? Because 16's already out, right? So is this just gonna be an excuse? Actually, is 16 multi-console or 16 only on PlayStation? I thought 16 was only on PlayStation. So does that mean you're porting 16 soon? Or am I tripping? Hold on. Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts, the problem is a lot of their big budget games take forever. No, it's only on PlayStation 5. So that just means at some point in the future, we're probably going to get... Actually, no, I think it was already... Wasn't it just confirmed that we're getting an Xbox version of it? I think the only major IP Square owns outright other than Final Fantasy is Nier. Everything else is co-owned at best. Yeah, but like, they don't make enough Nier games. Actually, a lot of their games just tend to not... what about Final Fantasy 14 port to consoles? I don't know. I doubt it. It's a little late to be even bothering with that. Final Fantasy 16 6 months will come 6 months after the PS5. Yeah, see, my problem is that, like, Final Fantasy is kind of Square's biggest thing. Like, if I go through... Actually, you know what? Let's look it up. Let's look up real quick. Square Enix IPs. Just to see what we're working with here. Because I'm not 100% sure, so let me check here. Let's see. I need something that's had a Bubble Bobble, which is whatever, Bravely Default. Which I don't think there's another game coming out for that for at least... actually, it's been about 2 years. You could probably get away with a Bravely Default in another year or so. Chrono Trigger, which they haven't done anything with. I'm looking through the ones I recognize. Dragon Quest, which that's probably the next one I expect is a main line is another mainline Dragon Quest game or the remake. It'll probably be the remake. Dragon Guard, which hasn't. Let's see. Fear Effect they haven't really done anything with. I think Final Fantasy is their major moneymaker. Like they have other things, but I think this is literally. I think Final Fantasy is the main money thing. Everything else you probably know of, but you don't really know. Like Star Ocean, Parasite Eve, which are all names I recognize. And then they used to own other things. They used to own Tomb Raider. They used to own Thief. They used to own Legend of Kain. They used to own Hitman. They used to own Deus Ex. Oh, Life is Strange. Is that why is that not on here? Am I tripping? Oh no, it is on there. I just missed it. They have IPs, but they're only heavy hitting IP is Final Fantasy. And I guess I probably would say the three hidden heavy IPs on here is Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and I just saw it. Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and oh, Dragon Quest. And Dragon Quest is mainly in Japan. So we talking about Microshav and the lack of games. Also, Final Fantasy 16 is only on the Soy Station 5. You're a savage, Donnie. Ain't Square making that Dragon Quest Adventure of Die game? Yeah, because Dragon Quest is their game. But I think we're gonna get a remake. We're supposed to be getting that remake of 3 soon-ish. We don't talk about Avengers. Well, technically those are licensed games. And also, I feel bad because Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't a bad game. Guardians of the Galaxy mainly suffered because it was a game, it came out at the wrong time, and I kind of wish it was first over Avengers. It would have been a better enjoyment than what we got. Because actually, it's not a bad game, it's just, but it still is a very much a one and done game. Like, you play Guardians of the Galaxy once, and you're kind of just good. We never got any confirmation of that for the Xbox version. Yeah, even though they made this whole thing talking about, we're going to have better, hey, what's up, Navy? We're gonna have better relations with Xbox in the future. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't believe you. I think you're saying that now because you're a little bit shaky on whether or not Sony is going to buy you. Like, I think that's really what it is. It's like, hey, I don't know if Sony's going to really take us under their wing, and because of that uncertainty, I don't want to put ourselves in a position to get hoed. And I'm like, that's fine, but I feel like this is still like disingenuous because we know if Sony says, can we buy you? You're going to say yes, and then Xbox is going to get screwed. This partnership allows how bad Xbox's relationship with Square is. Final Fantasy 14 is coming to Xbox. Is that what the announcement was originally? Is that 14 was the thing coming to Xbox? I knew something was coming. I just didn't remember what. Because there was a reason why this whole thing kicked off in the first place. Where is my Gamatsu thing? Yeah, that's what it was. It was 14. You're right. You're absolutely right. The only reason why, and I think at one point, eventually they'll probably put some of the, I'm curious, I think the next Nintendo system is going to dictate how many of these other games that they haven't gotten yet they're going to get. Well, honestly, there hasn't been a lot of like crazy stuff news-wise in gaming, which is kind of a shame in its own right, but it is the cold reality of the situation. Let's see. Yeah, I heard about the Fear Effect being trash. Sea of Stars. Which Guardian games are we talking about? The Telltale one or the other one? The other one. Who did that one? Is it Eidos? No, who did Crystal Dynamics, right? Crystal Dynamics did the Guardians, right? Or am I tripping? It's one of them, but I don't remember. Someone remind me, I forget. Wasn't it Crystal Dynamics that did? Hold on. I have the game. That's the kicker. Hold on. Do I have it here? I bet you it's in the front of my house, and I don't want to go get it. Yeah, it's probably in the front of my house. I don't see any of my PlayStation 4 games over here. Yeah. Dang it. Also, thank you for the 20 viewers, guys. You guys have been really supportive. I appreciate it. I need that emotional pick-me-up sometimes. Let me check something here. Hold on, boys. Hold on. Let me see. Guardians Let's see. Game. Who developed you? Oh, it was Eidos Montreal. Okay, got it. Which means we're not getting one of those again. That's just dead. Jesus Christ. And I feel bad. That wasn't a bad game at all, actually. For a game style that I don't inherently care for, I was like, hey, you know what? That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So it's a shame that it's, already dead. Again. Because for whatever reason, Square doesn't like to keep things that, could potentially become something worth the money. But I guess it's too late now. It's a shame, but I mean, what are you going to do? But yeah, that is fucking ridiculous. Oh, let me see. Okay, sorry. What were you guys saying in the chat? Let's see. The Dragon Quest situation is the studio that makes it owns the game code and the story, and another company owns the character designs and music, and Square co-publishes the game with Nintendo. Wait, you talking about every Dragon? Oh, you talking about the franchise? Hey, Mel. So wait. So Dragon Quest. Well, I get that because Toriyama does the art for Dragon Quest. So Toriyama probably owns the rights to the art. LOL. So even the PS1 game and the PS2 games, jokes aside, that's not entirely true. It's probably partially true. Also, Nintendo, remember, not every game was on Nintendo systems. It's only been like that recently because Nintendo's been the one publishing the games in the States. Like the 3DS ports, Nintendo published. I forget about the... Actually, you know what? Let's check. I think the other ones... Because the problem... I mean, hell, the real reason why we got the 3DS ports anyway was because Nintendo was willing to translate them. Which is kind of fucking ridiculous in its own right. But that's literally how it's been. Let's see, Dragon Quest. Let's see, for Dragon Quest 11, who published that? Who published it? No, who published it? Oh, they did publish it. Did they publish it in the States? Looks like they did. Okay, so Square actually did publish 11. I know for some of them they didn't. I know like... Or does it tell me who published where in the States? Because I think that's really what's important here. Oh, God. Because Nintendo has done that before. They were like, hey, listen, we'll spend the money for the translation if we put the game out. All right, here we go. Dragon Quest has been on the PlayStation in the past. Of course, yeah. Terrell, do you think Nintendo might buy Square Enix as an alternative to Sony buying Square? No. I think Nintendo doesn't like putting everything under one umbrella because then it forces them to have to like develop everything. And I think they like the idea of doing like collaborations. Nintendo likes the collaborations. That's why they don't go after many companies. The only companies I think they'll go after are people who already do only Nintendo stuff anyway. So it makes no sense not to own them. And even then, they still might not buy them because there are certain companies that only did Nintendo games that are just gone now, which is a shame. But also realistically, I think it's more advantageous that if some of those companies die and then they can just hire those people. They go and surprise me. Nintendo always publishes the Nintendo versions. Is that true? That'd be ridiculous, though. Let me check. This made me getting way too much in here. Let's see. Let's see. I need one. All right, here we go. Ooh, maybe you're right. They do show Nintendo as a publisher. I don't know if Nintendo published every one, but they definitely have published some. Let's see. I'm just gonna check something. I don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes, but I know Nintendo has published some. I just don't know which. I don't know which games. Have they published every? I'm guessing they published any ones that ended up on Nintendo systems. That would be which is kind of weird in retrospect. This is like a lore I didn't think we were gonna go into. No, Nintendo didn't translate the games. They foot the bill to publish them. That's all they did. Terrell, can you imagine Nintendo owning Square the same way Nintendo owning Monolith off? Yeah, but honestly, ironically enough, Nintendo's biggest issue, I used to say the opposite, but I think Nintendo's issue nowadays has nothing to do with like RPGs. RPGs, they have literally like 3 or 4 different companies that do shit. Between Xenoblade and fucking Fire Emblem, and even some of their other dormant IPs that they haven't used in a while. I think their RPG coverage is pretty strong now. Like honestly, to me, Monolith Soft is their Square. Like that's really what it is. Let's see. No, Square owns the rights to the art, and the guy that owns the music passed away a year or two. Okay, gotcha. One thing I felt the gamers were getting away was the court thing casing for Blizzard being bought. Wait, does that mean now I think about it, does that mean since Nintendo's paying the money for publishing, that means they get paid a percentage of Dragon Quest when it gets sold in the States? But is that for both? Well, actually, no, because if they foot the bill for it, even if they didn't do the translation, they're paying for the translation to be done. So by that logic, doesn't that mean that like Nintendo would get paid even off of the PlayStation version of the game being bought? The fact that Nintendo always has to publish the fucking US versions is Nintendo versions is ridiculous. Are we not allowed to use the N-word on YouTube or Twitch? No. Well, I don't think Twitch cares. Friggin' YouTube definitely cares. YouTube gets mad about you cursing normal curse words too much. So yeah, studio, I think the N-word is just as offensive. I don't think that's how it works. Nah, Nintendo has not published all the Nintendo DQ games. They don't publish for PlayStation. That's left for Square to do. I feel like that's a little unfair though, because I don't think here's my thing. Does Sony foot the bill for the PlayStation versions in the States? We're talking about Square Enix, Xbox, and Dragon Quest currently. All about the potential topics. I think it got pushed back. Hold on, let me look back. Potential topics. I know about the Pokemon Presents Spider-Verse 3 delayed indefinitely. Sakurai saying he can't imagine Smash Brothers around him. I already saw that. I don't want to buy every console. I'd rather get all Square games on Nintendo if they ever did buy them. Okay, gotcha. So I don't understand. So why does Nintendo have to publish the Nintendo versions, but Square will publish the Sony versions? Like I don't understand that. And I'm not saying it's every version, but I've noticed like I know the 3DS ones Nintendo definitely paid for because Nintendo made a point of bringing it up that they had to pay for it. I think a Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts releasing on the same day would do the best on Nintendo, would be honest, Lightning. I mean, hold on. Also, can you say that Final Fantasy or other Square series might sell more on multi-platforms since, example, Sega sells Sonic games more on Nintendo consoles? Nintendo likes to make sure Dragon Quest is on the system. It's huge in Japan. But no, we're not. But yeah, that's in Japan. We're talking about in the U.S. where it's not as popular. Like it's pretty obvious that Dragon Quest is nowhere near as popular in the States as it is in Japan. But Nintendo only publishes it in the States. I think Square handles all the publishing in Japan. So Nintendo wants Dragon Quest on their systems. Well, yeah. Nah, I mean, they're going to push it because it makes money. Like, it makes no sense. Dragon Quest 8 didn't need that much work since it was already translated. Yeah, that's fair. And also, Dragon Quest 8 didn't even come out. What do you mean, no, Donnie? Explain. I've seen commercials of some of the Dragon Quest games over the years in the USA. I'm not saying there wasn't commercials for it. I'm saying Dragon Quest is more popular in Japan versus America. Like, Americans like Dragon Quest, but Japan loves Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest for them is almost on the same tier as like a Call of Duty game is for us in the States. Like it is a, oh, I'm getting that day one, because most of the games did not get involved, and it had no PlayStation versions. Most of the games they did get involved in had no PlayStation version. Okay, got you. Okay, I got you, Donnie. Sorry, we've gone too far into this Dragon Quest thing. I'm just curious because I do remember Nintendo mentioning how they've published Dragon Quest games before, and I'm kind of like, why are you the only one publishing those games when Sony doesn't have to do that for their versions? Like, it makes, like, is that Square? Sony foot the bill. Sony foot the bill. Funny joke. Jesus Christ, Donnie. I think I'm more just confused. Why is that? Is that just because Nintendo's willing to pay the money to make sure the game is on their console? Even though, to me, for Square, it'd be incredibly stupid not to put the game on their console because, it would make a fuck ton of money. Dragon Quest isn't that loved in the West. Remember when Smash... Oh, no, absolutely. Agreed. I absolutely agree. Japan... Dragon Quest is, to me, more of a Japanese series. That's why it's financially a bigger risk to put it out in the States, because it doesn't do as well in the States. I think it's starting to hit... It's starting to do well. It's not doing as well as it is in Japan, but it'll do well in the States now. But part of the reason why is because it's on two platforms that have a Japanese connection. Because Square is dumb. I miss shit. I mean, shit, we never even got the 3DS version of Dragon Quest 11. Oh, that's true. We didn't. We got part of it, kind of, in the S version of Dragon Quest 11 that essentially just took the 3DS content and threw it into, like, the console version. But you had to, like, switch. But you had to, like, manually go out of your way to switch it. It wasn't, like, an easy thing to do. Let's see. I think we get more Dragon Quest that people actually support it. I mean, it does okay in the States. It's not like it does terrible. I keep hearing that Dragon's like 11 is a great game, but the limit soundtrack makes it a drag to play sometimes. No, what do you mean? The soundtrack. If you buy the OG 11 version, sure, but the S version has the orchestrated music on it. Like, if you're buying Dragon Quest 11, you buy Dragon Quest 11 S, and then you get the amazing soundtrack. It's a really fucking good game. I love that game. I hate that certain characters get shafted in it, but like, it overall is a great game and absolutely worth the time and money. So don't get that twisted. You definitely should invest in some quality Dragon Quest. The only thing I'm concerned about is that from what I've been hearing, they're talking about 12 being like a different kind of title. And I'm like, bro, every time y'all talk about it being a different kind of title, it turns into a Western title. And I don't know they're willing to do that with Dragon Quest, because fucking with Dragon Quest could potentially really hurt their Japanese fan base. I remember when Nintendo used to do all the publishing for Level 5 before Level 5 decided to do more games on other platforms. What's up, Terrell? What's up, Antrite? I'm guessing it's going to be an action RPG. Knowing them, probably so. And I'm not excited about it because it keeps happening. We keep going through these periods where they're like, hey, let's just make less things turn-based. And I get it. Okay, fine. Turn-based isn't like the main form of game anymore, right? Like, I get that that's what we're doing. It's not the major thing we're doing. Which, fine. Not in love with it, but I can kind of accept it. But like, does that mean all my major titles have to be action games, and then the minor ones are the ones that get to be turn-based RPGs? Like, I can keep my Octopath 2s and I can keep my Bravely Defaults, but fucking Dragon Quest, oh no, that's hack and slash now. Final Fantasy 16, that's a fucking Game of Thrones Battle Royale. Like, what the hell? Did Final Fantasy 16 flop? I don't think so. I know it didn't review-wise. Do you think Sega will be bought by Nintendo? I think if Nintendo wanted to do that, they could have been done that. I don't think they're overly concerned with it currently. I think besides, they're such a good partner with Sega, they really don't lose. They don't really stand to gain anything other than having direct control. But other than that, they don't really gain anything. The advantage Nintendo currently has with Sega is that almost everything Sega does comes out on Nintendo systems. And I do mean like almost everything they do. I mean, technically, remember, Bayonetta is technically owned by 3 people, which is Nintendo, Sega, and Platinum. So they have partial ownership of Bayonetta 2 and 3, which is kind of hilarious because that means that Bayonetta, unfortunately, has been somewhat pigeonholed into Nintendo consoles because no one else wanted to pay the money to use it. So now that like let's say Bayonetta 4 is self-published, right? Bayonetta, in order to play the entire Bayonetta series, you can play 1 on anything. 1 can be ported to anything because 1 was made first. 2 and 3 you have to play on the Switch or emulate it or wait until it gets released on a different Nintendo console. So 2 and 3 you have to play on the Switch or some Nintendo console unless Nintendo eases up on that. And then 4 it's playable anywhere. Like, Bayonetta's in such a weird position because of that stuff. It hurts to feel like the Japanese games are starting to die because of the West's obsession with movie-style action games. The problem is that the West spends more money. The reason why the West is driving the market is because the West spends more money. If I spend more money, then that means I get to dictate the market, which means we're not doing what you want to do, we're doing what I want to do. Black Doom, you definitely should try it. It's such a good game. Oh, what, Final Fantasy 16 it's so badly in Japan? I guess that makes sense. It's not really a Japanese game. Final Fantasy 16 was not made for Japanese gamers. It was made for American gamers. That's why it did well in America. So I'm not surprised by that. Let's see. I like the different sprites for the older games. Agreed. It hurts to feel. I already told them. Sega is more like Sega screws over Nintendo by making shitty Sonic games like Boom, Secret Rings, and Olympic Games. First off, the Olympic Games were extremely successful, and people liked some of the Olympic Games, so I don't agree with that. Secret Rings, I'll be real with you, Secret Rings and Black Knight are very much gimmick games, and they have their problems, definitely, but I don't think that was intentional. Boom was just a bad fucking decision and definitely wasn't given enough time that it needed. No, Melvin, I'm not helping Kit and Krista get to Japan. There are very few people I donate to. You got to earn that donation. I'm not just going to donate to you because it's convenient. Let's see. Oh, yep. First hand experience and its combat is better than 15, but that's not saying much, and the story is also not so good. Oh, for 16? Oh yeah, 16 mainly reviewed well. I didn't hear too much. Also, yeah, Terrell, it did not do well sales wise since it's one of the weaker debuts of a Final Fantasy game in a long time. I thought it did well. Did it not do well in the States? It did well in the States. It just didn't do well in Japan, from my understanding. It's like Sega giving Nintendo the short end of the stick. What do you mean? Nintendo tends to get preferential treatment from Sega most of the time anyway. We always get the Sonic games. It's kind of funny that Frontier seems to be based. Sonic Frontier seems to be based in the Switch version, if you notice. Because some of the issues the higher quality versions have don't make sense unless if they weren't using that as their main platform. I'd be curious to know which version of Sonic Forces sold the best. Because as much as I would like to think the Switch version didn't, because why would you do that? Because even I didn't buy it on the Switch. I think it probably did. Final Fantasy is usually a huge seller in Japan too, though, so it's a hit. Oh, that's agreed. But that's the trade-off they wanted to make. They wanted to make a game that was more appealing to Westerners, hoping more Westerners would buy it, which would offset the loss they got from not appealing to the Japanese market. And I don't know if the America picked up the slack enough to justify the change. If it didn't, it doesn't really surprise me because I think the kicker is that they've been going in this direction and they don't make an insane amount of money. Even 15 took 4 or 5 iterations to make the money it made. Because eventually it ended up selling 5 mil, I think, in total. But it took a while to get to that point because 15 wasn't that great of a game to start off with. Like, to me, if you're going to invest in this Western game version of Final Fantasy, that means you have to be willing to take hits in the early game for the money bank in the long game. You should see how the dev for Final Fantasy 16 said, what we what did we do to you because of how much Japan hates the games? Because they're not for Japan. That's why you don't make games for only one demographic. Especially if that's like making Pokemon for 4-year-olds when the game was meant for 10-year-olds. It's like it's inherently pissing off your fans to change like an entirely different demographic, and they're somehow surprised that people are like, "Nah, bruh, I don't want to play this," and you're like, "Why, man? It's a great game." But it wasn't the game I wanted. And it wasn't even the game I asked you to make. You only made this game because my friend over there likes blowing up cars, and you said, hey, I'll make a game about blowing up cars, when all I asked you to do was just make another medieval fantasy game. And you gave me Devil May Cry, you fuck. Again. Maybe it's been a while since I played the past Final Fantasy game. 16 story is hella interesting for me. That's why I told you guys I'm not overly interested in playing like the games. That's why I forget who asked me. Was it Navy who asked me? It's like, how much would you have to be paid to play certain games? I'm like, you're gonna have to pay me a decent amount of money to play like the Final Fantasy remakes. Which is funny because I didn't mind Crisis Core too much, but I think that's because Crisis Core, considering that game is originally a PSP game, I think that one worked out better. But yeah, it sounds like a Grand Blue problem. Change the foundation of the game when the original material was fine, so now there are new issues. Absolutely. To be honest, I don't get the hate for movie games. I played Dust Falls and I started GTA 5 and I'm loving them. Alright, so you have to understand something with movie games. Movie games aren't inherently bad in themselves. The problem is that they're bad currently because they're the dominating genre right next to the fucking open world games. So the problem is that you go from GTA 5 to Horizon Forbidden West to Elden Ring, and you realize, damn, we're getting a lot of open world games, and a couple of them are gems. Like Elden Ring was a gem. Breath of the Wild was a gem. But then you hit like Horizon, and you're just like, the combat's good. You want to know why I say it's not so good? Because Square doing the weird localization thing again, and the story has some weird changes that makes it a lot worse in English. Oh, that's right, because they prioritize the dub over the Japanese version. Although to be fair, life's wow, I've written to be fair. I just want my RPGs to be RPGs. Oh, absolutely. I definitely want my RPGs to be RPGs. I just didn't care for 16 because 16 doesn't look like an RPG, and it doesn't look like they want them to be an RPG. It feels like what they wanted it to be was pretty much an action game, a hack and slash. Well, that's the reason why they made it an action game. That's why they based it around Game of Thrones, something that Americans have been known to love. So let's base our major RPG franchise off of action combat that's more like into the moment and the full punch, kick up in the air, slash, Faraga, Thundaga. And then like some murder and some institutionalized human trafficking as a plot point. You know, that's what we do. Is it so hard to give me a party members and an airship for a Final Fantasy game? Westerners prefer first-person shooters, and I don't know that the TPS. I thought it was gonna be battle royale games. That's not what it is. It's not trying to do since Persona 5 did well, and P3 is probably gonna do even way better. Y'all better buy that Wild Hearts spiritual successor. I'm just starting to wonder if I actually like RPGs. Pokemon, Mario, and Luigi, but those aren't like what the hell was that? I don't know what that was. I'm very confused. But I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, nothing positive came from that noise. I don't like it. Anyways. I'm just going to turn off my tablet. Sorry. I was distracted. Third person shooter. Okay. Let's see. I get that, but I don't know anything about the other side of that. I only can judge about what I understand of it. GT5, a movie game. Well, I don't know about that. Well, people only call it, honestly, yeah, Grand Theft Auto, I think they only call that because of its cinematic. Realistically, Grand Theft Auto's issue was just that it was an open world game that pretty much fell into the same design mythos as the other open world games. So everyone's in the back like, okay, it's just GTA again. And the problem is with modern GTA is as things got more realistic and interesting visually, that means you had a bunch more restrictions on the goofy, broken, gamey shit that you can do in the older games. So there were things in the older games you could do in GTA that you can't do in the newer games because they've locked it down. Especially some of the people's. That's why people had issues with Red Dead Redemption 2. It follows that same design mythos that certain areas are open and interesting, and you can do clever shit in it. And then there are other areas where you're railroaded and bottlenecked into this tiny little fucking hole, and you're just like, where do I go? And it's like, what do you mean where you go? You literally are looking this way and that way. Those are your only two options. Don't get lost. I was watching Razor Fist's review of the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, and I love the joke he made about characters telling Cloud to be like, don't get lost, make sure you know where you're going. And the route is just this. The route is just this tiny ass little route. It's like, get lost where? I'm literally going straight. And then they'll do the shit where it's like, well, actually, it's actually this big. I'm like, well, can I? So what do you mean? I'm like, oh, the path is actually huge. I'm like, okay, cool. What direction can I go? Straight. What's the other direction? Backwards. I'm still going in the same way. It's still a bottleneck. What difference does it make if the path is wider? Because then we can put a random piece of trash here and you can check it and be like, look, materia. But like, it's still a straight line. I think that's why I didn't mind Crisis Core Remake, because Crisis Core Remake was already based off a game that was tiny, so I didn't have to worry about them bloating the shit out to unnecessary proportions. It wasn't like, hey guys, all of a sudden, you know what we should do? You know what we should really do? What? Let's take this one tiny little area where we had a mission, right? Yeah, and let's blow it up to gargantuan proportions. Oh, you mean like what we did with the remake? Exactly like we did with the remake, Phil. That's why we didn't get anywhere plot-wise for like 40 hours and didn't accomplish a goddamn thing. And then people say, ready for the sequel, ready for part 2 of this new adventure that's essentially just a what-if clause. Those arbiters of fate, we're going to take them down, which means Aerith will live and Zack will live. And Aerith and Zack will get married because that's what my fanfiction says is going to happen. And I'm so goddamn excited. If you couldn't tell, I hate this shit. But this is also where I live currently. So this is what we got to do. Let's see. Where we at? But yeah, that's the Square issue is an amalgamation of things. Square doesn't know how to manage the money. Square doesn't want to manage the money. Square doesn't know how to keep themselves from making a bunch of fucking Square wants to constantly put themselves in positions where, hey, look, you know, Sony, I got a pretty fat ass over here, pointing the Tifa's ass, obviously, and I think you would like it. And Sony's like, well, you're giving me head for free. Why would I want to buy you? Like that's literally the situation Square finds themselves in. You're throwing your ass back to a company that already gets free ass from you. Why in the world would I pay to own you? Because that's my issue. That's like the core of the issue. Why? I don't understand why they think Sony would pay for them. If I'm getting you for free, what am I paying for? Well, Final Fantasy 16 is PlayStation 5 exclusive, baby. Okay. Don't you love me? I gave you a game that only you have. It's like an exclusive for the PlayStation that PlayStation didn't even have to make. So like, you're winning, honey. I got you. And PlayStation's in the back like, cool. Thank you. Bring me my pillow. Square comes over and fluffs the freaking pillow. He's like, oh, here you go, baby. Here you go. You're like, thanks. I'm going to go take a nap on this bed of money you made me. Have another game ready in like 4 years. And what does it need to be, baby? And it'll be exclusive to the PlayStation, I promise. Yeah, you're damn right it will be. Being king is good. That's the situation. That's the current situation. Sony has no inclination to buy them because they get everything out of them without buying them currently, which means they also don't have to deal with the financial burden of owning them. That's why it's stupid. The whole thing is stupid, and it makes me angry that they're sitting here like we're gonna make a good relationship with Xbox. You're a whore, Square. You're whoring yourself out because Sony, I bet you Sony was like, I have no interest in buying you. And she was like, but I did everything for you, Sony. I gave you so many games. I gave you even exclusives and stuff. Like, I fluffed your pillow. You sat there on your phone with your foot on my back, and I loved you, Sony. Why won't you love me back? And Sony's like, I didn't make you do any of those things. You chose to do those things by choice. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take a snap on all this money I made off of that Final Fantasy 16 deal. Thanks, babe. Love you. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Oh, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, bro. It's so dumb. But that's the situation you find yourselves in. That's what I said before. Square is a hooker. Absolutely. We've looped back into the crux of the matter. They're a hooker giving out ass for free, and now mad that Sony's like, I don't really care. Now they want to have some sort of class about themselves. So they're going to go present themselves to Xbox. Listen, I'm going to get my own man. I'm going to go talk to Daddy Microsoft. Daddy Microsoft got all the biggest bucks in the world. Hey, Daddy Microsoft, how you feel about Final Fantasy 14? You're like, Final Fantasy 14? You're on 16 now. Why can't I get 16? Well, I made this agreement with Daddy Sony, and Daddy Sony is being kind of a bitch, so we can't really give you Final Fantasy 16 right now. Maybe in another year or two, but not right now. And Xbox is like, I don't like that, but a game is a game. I'll take that 14. And then that famous picture comes out. That's a thumbnail for this stream that goes, we're going to have a more of a relationship with with Xbox moving forward. And everyone in the back's like, Sony dumped your bitch ass. Oh my Lord, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just realized I went through a lot of freaking water. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom in a minute. But not yet. Let's see. So, anything else we need to talk? I think the Square conversation's been shot, but the last thing we'll talk about in regards to it, it's not really Square related, it's more Sony related. So Sony put out a new accomplishment. Sony has now sold 40 million PlayStation 5s. They had 40 million, man. They're killing it. Woo! And how many years are we at? It came out 2020, right? So we're 3 years in, right? So how y'all feel about PS5 selling 40 mil in about 3 years, I believe, right? I think it's been about 3 years. Yeah, it was three. It's been almost 3 years officially. I think it'll be 3 years in November, but it's almost 3 years. But yeah, look at that, guys. 40 mil in about 3 years, even with the scalping. Ooh, we out here, boys. Sony ponies rise up as yeah. Yeah. So I'm actually curious, for those of you who own the PlayStation 5, how do you currently feel about your purchase? And it's something I brought up in the Juices Loops. How do you guys feel about the fact that Sony really only makes like 2 to 3 major IPs now, like coming from them? Like when you think about it, like I mentioned this year, Spider-Man's like the only game. I think it's the only big game because what? Last year was what? God of War, Horizon, and I guess Gran Turismo. It's slightly better than the PS4 Pro. You talking about in terms of power or what? Best of the new gen, in my opinion. Midnight Gym Lord. What do you consider the new gen? Like obviously it's PS5, Xbox Series X. Are you just saying it's better between the two of them? Because technically, yeah, I guess you're right, especially because of the games. Are you including Switch? Because if you include Switch, you're wrong. It's Switch. Switch is the best out of the new gen if we're including Switch. If we're not including Switch, then yeah, fine, you're right. At least I can replace my PS4. I'm guessing my question is, how many games are you expecting? I don't know. So here's the problem. When you realize Sony's way of handling new generations and new games in those generations has been different. Over the years, they've cut out more and more old content to start making new IPs or just new content, which in itself is a little sad, but it's fine within reason because at least then we're getting like new stuff. The problem is the amount of new stuff we're getting is not equatable to the stuff we lost. We'll lose like 5 IPs and only gain like 2 or 3. So now we're at a deficit of 2 IPs. So we have less IPs, and then those IPs still need to prove themselves in sales. And as of currently, what we have are IPs that are based off of properties already well known. That's why we got Spider-Man 2 coming. That's why we got Wolverine coming. Like, those are games that are cool and interesting, but they're like technically not even really Sony games. They're like Disney games. Because remember, Disney owns Marvel, and they had to get the rights. Well, actually, no, Sony wouldn't have to do that for Spider-Man, I don't think. I'm not sure. Oh, what the hell? What is that? Okay, yeah, that's not important. Anywho, yeah. Let's see. Dang, that's pretty low. Damn, Donnie, you savage. PS5 and Series X, which Switch can kind of count as last gen to me. That's fine. I was just making sure. If you're counting just PS5 and Series X, then yeah, you're right. PS5 has better games. The funny thing is that Series X is a stronger console, but once again, the Xbox can't make good quality first-party content. So, what the fuck? Let's see. Most games cross-gen at this point. Outside of 5 and 6, I'm not seeing much. It's on PS4 also. You're right, Fresh Ingredient, which is why I have not bought a PS5 yet. I have not been able to justify it. Man, Sony's just announced, like Microsoft, we can't get more than 2 games out of a year. What the fuck? Which is true. It's kind of a shame. Although in Xbox is a little bit worse because Xbox bought all those goddamn studios, so it makes no sense. Sony has experimented early this gen, but it just isn't game people care for. Donnie, it's only been 3 years, remorse. And what the fuck is coming out for Sony other than Spider-Man 2? Nothing. Not this year anyway. Yeah, Xbox, but I don't have any games for the easy win for PS5. True, that's exactly right. Do you count Spider-Man being a mascot character for Sony? No, but Sony definitely wants to view them as a mascot character for themselves, which doesn't make any sense because they can easily lose that license. They don't sell 100 million in 3 years. Series X is barely more powerful than the PS5. Yeah, it's true. But remember, the power conversations what came up during the it's come up when PlayStation was ahead with the PS4. So that's why you're bringing it up. $400 for 10 games, that might be good. And guess what? You won't be able to buy a PS5 for the next 3 years. Well, they're already talking about making a PS5 Pro, so I'm definitely not in a hurry to get one right now. Plus, I'm still trying to catch up on the games on the Switch and PC I'm playing. To your Switch. I mean, the Xbox Series is like the worst selling. It's selling worse than their last console, which is a ballsy thing to be in a position of. If Spider-Man isn't your thing, you can play what you have. Don't play anything or play on another console. Heck, tell that line to do with the Wii. I still like my PS5. It's nice, but it's a glorified PS4 Pro. That's probably true because all the games you buy are technically PlayStation 4 games that can just be digitally upgraded to PS5, and depending on the game, it can be like majorly upgraded. Sony should have had more games than all the action movie games they're doing under. I understand. Switch didn't sell 100 million in 3 years. No, it didn't. You're right. Resident Evil is mainly a Sony series. They've been doing good so far. That's not true. I mean, even the newest remake came out on Xbox. That's where I played it. I have it right here. But I did play 2 and 3 on the. I played 2 on the PS4, and I'm pretty sure I played 3 on the PS4. Hybrid mentioned that Junior is coming to Xbox. They will be my first Hybrid mentioned that Junior game. I hope you have fun with it. I need to play it too. Actually, you're right, Donnie. I think Donnie's right on that one. It did sell in 4 years. It did sell 100 million. Like the Switch has been on better pace as far as sales is concerned. RE2 was on the N64 back in the day, so yeah, it did do it. Wait, hold on. Hold on. We can double check this right now. Switch sales. It hit it in. What's the date on this? It hit 100 mil. I think it hit 100 mil last year though. No, it didn't. It hit it in 2021. The end of 2021 is when it hit it. So, that's technically not. That's technically 4 years, because it came out 2017 in March, which means technically it hit it in 4 years. It just wasn't complete. It was like 3 years and like 3 years and like 9 months. So I mean, technically it's between 3 and 4 years. But yeah, technically it was more than 3 years, but it was less than 4 years. So the point is that PlayStation 5 needs to sell like 60 million units in like the next year to be on the same pace. Yeah, they keep fucking up these women's faces in games, and it's pissing me off. They're actually stopping production on last gen, focusing on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. I'm not believing that until I start seeing games that are only for PS5 way more consistently. We get a couple games that are like that, but most games are still like PS5 only. Yeah, I saw MJ's face. But that's another game I'm not really going to play because, well, I don't have a PlayStation 5 and I'm not in a hurry to get one. And I like Spider-Man, but I'm also kind of burnt out with the superhero game because, let's be real, Spider-Man in a lot of ways is just copying from Batman. And I play all those Batman games to death. Except for Arkham Knight. I still need to play Arkham Knight. Miles rocking those locks, though. Of course. Gotta keep him culturally relevant. That's what the teens do, baby. Let's see. No, they should have just kept the fade he had. I respect the fade, but I do like the variation in hairstyles. Yeah, I'm not in love with the faces either. The Killmonger cut doesn't look that great. Ooh. People gotta remember, And I think it's something important that Miles technically has two heritages that needs to be brought up. Every time when Miles is mentioned from a black perspective, and it's a shame because it feels like his other side of himself is completely ignored by the public. Like people just don't bring it up at all. King Lion said Miles looks like every other black guy in a game or show ever. A show now. I think I'm concerned with that statement and what that statement's alluding to. But I'm also not in a position really to argue against it, so I got to take the L on that one. There's a post on Twitter that I completely agree with. Game developers always use this certain hairstyle and it's annoying. Yeah, it's easy though. Short locks and a fade. Yeah, it's easy. That's why they use it. They use it because it's easy. It's easy and convenient. Black hairstyles are so limited in games. Oh no, that's true. His mom is clearly not black in the game. Yeah, but I'm saying like when people talk about Miles, they ignore his non-black side. Because mainly black people just lock in the fact that he's black. I'm like, yeah, but he's not only black. So stop making him only black. You selfish fucks. Let's see. I guess we could talk about the Pokemon data mine stuff. I'm not really in love with the idea of talking about it because I don't care that much. Miles hairstyle and Spider-Man Froverse is the best. It's like the one drop rule. I've never seen black people actually have that hairstyle. Fade dreads, afro waves, that's it. Yeah. You heard about ESRB's new age gate technology proposal? Oh, hold on to that. So, Mr. Vadi, do me a favor. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick because my bladders are killing me. Put that, explain it in the chat, and then when I come back, we can kind of go over it. All right? Because my bladder is killing me because I went through essentially a whole bottle of water. But I'm still thirsty. It wasn't enough. Yeah, that's good enough. I'll be back. I've ruined my bladder, ladies and gentlemen. And now I must pay for the consequences. No. Oh, God. No. And the video's not playing properly. No. The video sucks. There it goes. Oh, God, I'm not muted. No. Guys, I messed up. My bladder wasn't prepared. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ, yo. I forgot to switch the thing back. Hold on a second. Hold on. Change back camera. That was the wrong camera. Hurry, change, you Okay, I see the chat didn't load. Peter Darker? What in the world are y'all talking about? Did you just say Peter Darker? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Peter Darker? Y'all are some savages. Oh, God. That's crazy, bro. Peter Darker. I can't wait for Black and White 3. Oh, my God. You heard that from Young Ripper? I know Young Ripper talks that shit too. I know who you're talking about. The Ripperverse. Oh no, Peter Darker, dog. That's hilarious. Here, hey, listen. So here. All right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. All right. So what's up? Here, we got my boy Peter. We got my boy Miles. We got my girl Gwen. We got my girl. I don't know. We got Jesse, or is it Jessica? Oh no, we got my girl Jessica Drew, and then we got my main man, Peter Darker. What the fuck? I know Peter Darker is meant to be Miles, but I like the idea that he's just Peter Darker. Like Peter Darker is like a separate entity. Like the joke is that Peter Darker is like evil power, is an evil Spider-Man. And he just calls himself Peter Darker. Oh my goodness. Oh God. All right. So I believe you guys mentioned. Damn it. I forgot. I forgot to get more water, people. I'm so sorry, bro. I'll be right back. Fuck me. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I need to go ahead and get this water now. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm so stupid. Where's my crock at? Hold on. Where's my crock at? I rock out with my crocs out. Where are my crocs at? I got them. I got my crocs. I'll be back. I forgot to get water. Agua la Vito, baby! Oh my goodness. Oh. So good news, ladies and gentlemen. I decided not to refill my bottle all the way to the top because I thought that would be a dangerous thing to do, and I don't want to be irresponsible with all this liquid. Here's the bad news. The liquid didn't hit me all at once. I'll be back. Oh, the bladder is weak tonight. What the fuck? Help! alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. So, to give context, I bought a Brita. And Brita water apparently goes right through you, yo. Because that was an experience. I felt like I cleansed myself of all impurities from the magical lake of Fiji. Oh, I gotta chill out. Hold on. One of these, I'm gonna come on the stream and be real left field with y'all. Y'all never know what hit you. All right, I'm gonna stop talking all this nonsense. Hold on. He took a hard shit. I didn't even take a shit, dude. I told you. I don't dookie in this house, man. My mom told me there were demons in here, and so I just never dookied ever. Like my life has been, my colon is so backed up that like things can go left so quickly, it's insane. So just know that, okay? Just know that. Know that everything I do it for you. And if I don't do it for you, then I need to do better. So yeah, I only fill the water bottle up a little bit because if I fill up the way I want to fill it up, I'm gonna be out here. Fun fact: you can actually drink too much water and poison yourself. It's extremely hard to do unless you're just a crazy person who drinks water. Not only water, but you have to drink water like to an obsessive degree. Like you're constantly dying from the desert every time you drink water. It's a fun fact. I don't really know what the fun part of it is, but it is a fun fact. So anyways, let's talk about stuff. All right, so the Pokemon. What, Donnie? What is this? You've linked this twice. What is this? Savages. Oh God. Oh. You've Peter Darkered me. I can't find the clips, by the way, for the other stream, which is a shame, but you know. What can you do? Whoa. That's a shame. Well, let me get back to the stream. All right, anyways. So, yeah, Peter Darker. Lol. 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 All right, so someone data mine. We're going to get a Pokemon Presents sometime in August, which means in the next... Sorry, I thought I heard something. Get a Pokemon Presents in the next few months. I mean, the next few weeks. That's going to be a bunch of things that we don't care about. Because I don't think any new games are getting announced. I think you got to ask me since those clips are saved for me. I have to ask you. See, that's what I don't like about YouTube, man. When you clip stuff from YouTube, it's ridiculous. Now, listen. I need a Pokemon Presents not to give us a Pokken 2. Bro, I don't understand this hatred of Pokken 2. Also, I guess the time limit's up from getting notifications on my goddamn phone. What is it, phone? What do you do? Oh, that's not anything interesting I wanted to see right now. Let's mute that. Let's mute that one more time for another hour. I'll be done streaming in another hour anyway. All right, so anywho's, let's see. Okay. I feel like this hatred towards Pokkens a little disrespectful. Because people were pretty receptive to like Arceus. But people for some reason didn't care nothing. No love whatsoever when it comes to Pokken. And I think Pokken wasn't a bad attempt. It was obviously a flawed attempt. And it needed some fine tuning to become a better game. But I feel like people don't even want you don't even want them to attempt another Pokken. Guys, I feel like you should let them at least attempt it. Like, good God. It's so well enough to justify a sequel. Pokken more like, oh, wow. Donnie, how could you? Because Arceus was cool and Pokken was Jesus Christ. All right, guys. Y'all got to chill out. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to think. Because the Presents isn't going to be anything crazy. It'll just be the DLC release dates because we're supposed to be getting the DLC that I probably am not going to buy because I'm not overly excited about buying Pokemon DLC right now. So, yeah. What else? Pokemon Sleep, probably. Pokemon Detective Pikachu for the Switch, the sequel that's coming out on the Switch. Like, there are games, but I don't know. Pokemon, unfortunately, has not really been the strong suit for me as of this last, like, year. Pokemon exists for me. Like, I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I don't care. Also, I realized something with Hi-Fi Rush, and I want to ask people's opinion on. For those of you who played Hi-Fi Rush, apparently there's some licensed songs in the game that, unfortunately, if I play it on stream, I'll have to play it in streamer mode, so I don't get those copyrighted songs. How good is it to just listen to the original soundtrack? Because I might not stream Hi-Fi Rush for that reason. Because I kind of did that with Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy has a streamer mode too. So I never really listened to the main music of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's always the streamer version of the music, which wasn't bad, but you could tell had a different vibe for it. So yeah. The original soundtrack is a bit of a miss. Oh, is it? Dang it. Also, Dookie Demon. Apex, chill out, man. You have a sibling that you need to watch out for. Maybe not saying Dookie Demon would be the first step to, some common decency, goddammit. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know, maybe you need to throw me a bone real quick. Like, come on, bro. Dookie Demon? Good God almighty. This is the world we're living in, where we need to talk about some Dookie Demons. Oh my goodness. I am flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. That's how you know things are bad. I start making up words and shit. What the hell is this? Oh. I'll probably need to hit him up about that later. Darn it. Anywho, let's continue. So is there anything else newsworthy to talk about? Cause like the Pokemon Presents I just don't care right now. Pokemon Presents doesn't do anything for me. But there isn't a lot of like news. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go scrolling down the news sites real quick. Monster Hunter Now, which is a mobile game I don't care about. But Terrell, it's Pokemon. That doesn't mean nothing to me. I'm not even interested in buying the DLC currently. I don't play. I mean, I like Scarlet and Violet enough, but I don't like it enough to just blindly buy DLC for it. I did that for Sword and Shield, and although I pleasantly enjoyed Sword and Shield's DLC, that doesn't mean I want to keep doing it. Let's see. I don't see anything in here that's overly interesting, news-wise for games. Let's see. Yeah, none of this looks engaging. There's nothing going on, guys. What do we do? What we do, guys? What we do? Do we talk? Do we shoot the shit? Do you ask me questions and I answer them? Because news-wise, I think we're shot for things I cared about talking about. I mean, Melvin, I'm glad you enjoy Pokemon, but I can't justify it, bro. Amazon censored parts of the protocol? Why? Why, though? Because Sword and Shield was dick. I don't know why. This disrespect to Sword and Shield is a little crazy, Ryan, so I'm just be real with you. No, Gear 5 is the 6th. They said August 6th. So it should be next week. Oh my God. I hit the mute button. Who's still messaging me? What the fuck? No, that'd be what? What? Why? You know what? I'll look at that later. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that later. That's not important. Do I still watch the One Piece anime? Not really. I kind of just keep up with the manga. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah, I just keep up with the manga. I've been reading more manga than anything else, I'll be real with you. So I've kind of lost the interest in order of watching the anime. I watch the anime for like major like moments, but I don't really watch it for like. I don't really watch it for like the pacing, because the pacing's so bad it just kind of it cuts me off on it. Like I just don't have any interest in it. And I used to love, like, I own a ridiculous amount of One Piece stuff. I think I've shown you guys before in other streams. I own an insane amount of One Piece stuff. But I genuinely I'm just burnt out with the anime because the anime is so slow. Dressrosa has been one of the worst experiences in my life. And Marineford was dragged out in the anime too. That's the kicker. But man, Dressrosa is a drag. It's a slog, and I hate it. Dressrosa is where I fell out of the anime. And that was the Japanese version. Manga's been good. Manga has been good. It has been slow for gaming news. Let's see. Yeah, that One Blue Protocol game is being censored by Amazon, and they've even removed the body type and removed the jiggle physics. The funny thing is that they didn't want to have a content deemed illegal. What? Also, the ESRB new age gate technology proposal. Are you going to watch the live action One Piece? Yeah, I am. If you guys want a review of that, I probably will give it to you. I think as a One Piece fan, it makes no sense for me not to at least indulge. Not that I really care to do that, but yeah. Watch party win? No, we can't do a watch party. One Piece is one of those things I need to watch by myself. And it's funny because I've been watching a lot of East Blue stuff recently. Like I went back and watched like a lot of like early Grand Line Alabasta stuff, and I still enjoy those arcs. But if people don't understand, I will rewatch the shit out of East Blue stuff, East Blue, Grand Line, Skypiea. A lot of that stuff I will rewatch to death. Man, we hit that time skip. I think the only thing I'm willing to rewatch is probably Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, and probably Zoe. Everything else, I'm kind of like, you know what? I've glimpsed at it once. That's about it. It's the most you're getting from me. Oh yeah, Baratier is like surprisingly underrated, which is a shame because if you looked at the live action trailer, it looks like they're cutting out part of the Baratier anyway, or at least the main villain of the Baratier. Like the Luffy versus Don Krieg is an underrated fight. Absolutely, it's very much Don Krieg being a cheating bitch and attacking Luffy with everything under the sun. In terms of guns, in terms of like knives, in terms of stabs. This man doesn't care about this man's well-being in any way, shape, or form. And Luffy's like, fuck with me. Like my favorite thing is the hits in One Piece. It's never just a straight bang. It's not like Naruto where it's like a huh. It's almost like a gunshot going off. I always love it's the scene where like Don Krieg shoots a bunch of shit, those like spike things at him. They're hitting him in Luffy's like sides and stomach and stuff. And then he's like, going on. And he's like, I got you now, you son of a. And then all of a sudden, Don Krieg pulls out like the spike shield. And he's like, ha. Try to hit me now, straw hat. Luffy, my favorite, my favorite shit is when he does like the 1-2 step where he like, they always do it like, it's almost like a momentum thing. Like, he already has his arm swung out, and he's in mid-attack, and Don Krieg's already covered himself with the spike thing. He goes, stomp, bang! It's such a nice hit. It's just a nice hit. I don't know how else to describe it. Have you ever just seen, like, a really nice hit? That movement shit kills me. And One Piece does that shit all the time where it's like a stomp, bang with a hit. Like, the hit bang is just great. It's a great back hit. Fucking love that shit because it's fucking great. Am I easy to impress? Absolutely. Do I care? Fuck no. Let's see. It looks like they're blending Baratier and Arlong Park. Definitely. Kobe and Garb are getting some love. It's nice to see. Absolutely. What's up, Rexu? How you doing, Rexu? I want to get into One Piece, but I just want to know, should I watch it? No. Oh, God. I would have watched the anime up until... I watched the anime up until the end of Punk Hazard. That's what I would do. I think Punk Hazard, you can switch to the manga. But up until Punk Hazard, you can watch the anime. I'm currently trying to get rid of the One Piece, but which part is the anime? Well, I'm trying to get rid of. I'm trying to get into One Piece, but which part of the anime? Shit. What do you mean? Which part? You mean which part of the anime is shit, or which part of the anime is the shit? The beginning of it. You can. Like I said, when it comes, I think it's like episode. Ooh, I don't know off the top of my head. It's got to be somewhere around the 700s. Hold on. The 600s is Fishman Island. 700 should be like Punk Hazard. I think it's the 700s. It's like mid 700s. I think is yeah. I think mid 700s is Dressrosa. Because Dressrosa is a while. I know Dressrosa is mainly the 7. If I'm getting my numbers right, because I know. Or maybe I'm wrong. Wait. No, I'm wrong. Because 516 is the time skip. So Fishman Island's in the 500s. Punk Hazard is a transition between the 500s to the 600s. And Dressrosa is like the 600 to like the 700s. Dressrosa is at least 100 episodes, if not more. Yeah, the 700s is Dressrosa. So I would say get around the 600s, like late 600s, right before transition to Dressrosa. Switch to the manga. Now Zoe, well no, because Zoe is after Dressrosa. The order is the New World Order is Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, Zoe, Whole Cake, Wano, and then Egghead Island, which we're currently on. Wait, Tanya's redesign in Mortal Kombat 1. Hey man, after 11 really fucked with the characters' designs, and now 1 is just a fucking reboot. So I'm like, are you excited about a reboot? No. It's a fighting game. Why did I want that? Oh, you didn't? Exactly. So why'd you do it? Stop wasting my time with all this bull I didn't ask you to do, you fuck. They don't care.
You wanted to see me?
Oh, god damn it. No. I hit shorts instead of home. It was bad. Yeah, it was really bad. Let's see. All right, cool. Let's see. So I've seen people say that Luffy still can't beat people. Akainu beat people Akainu and stuff in the battle from stuff. What do you think? What? You mean what? You mean what? Like current Luffy would dog walk Akainu. Akainu hasn't even really shown to be a problem yet. Hell, people currently think Luffy could dog walk Blackbeard, and that's supposed to be the main villain of the series. Luffy currently has the ability to dog walk the shit out of Blackbeard, unless Blackbeard has another ability that makes him a problem. He can absolutely dog walk Blackbeard currently. Yeah, he could definitely beat Akainu. Especially the moves he's learned just through the Wano fight with Kaido. Because I think Kaido could dog walk Akainu. So if Kaido can dog walk Akainu, I know Luffy can dog walk Akainu. I feel like I'm mispronouncing his name, and I feel like I shouldn't be saying it as much as I am. But I am, so it's too late. But like, Akainu. I apologize, y'all. I need help. The ESRB is proposing to help bring facial recognition technology to gaming. Like, in what way, Voti? What's up, Voti? How they trying to do it, Mr. Voti? Remember, kids, always stay hydrated. Let's see. Let me look at something here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Also, did chapters even come out this week? I don't even think I checked. Hold on, actually, let me go check real quick. Did One Piece chapters come out this week? Watch me be wrong. Oh, wait a minute, that's... Wait, Jujutsu Kaisen came out, but nothing else came out? There's no way that's right. Jujutsu Kaisen is the only manga that came out that's not on break? No, wait, this is already... I've heard this chapter's already been out. What? I think the chapters are on break this week, aren't they? Sorry, this is not something you should do during the stream, guys. I apologize. Did you read the Minato? Oh, the Minato one shot was hard. I enjoyed the hell out of that one shot. The one shot was great. It made me miss classic Naruto. I enjoyed the hell out of that one shot. I like the basis behind the name. We now have the history for the name, the Rasengan or Rasengan. I think we also have that 4-episode Naruto special thing coming, which I'm assuming is covering all the major events in Naruto and Shippuden. So if it's 4 episodes, part 1 will probably cover... Yeah, it depends on how they want to split it up. I'm hoping 1 episode is just dedicated to the Sasuke retrieval arc, and 1 episode is dedicated to just pain. It's probably not just those things. Although I don't like the way Child Naruto looks in the new animation style. Like, the one thing I miss about... This is the same reason why I don't care for the One Piece, like, remakes. The episode Blue or that bullshit. Like, I don't care for any of that. I don't care for none of that stuff because it doesn't make... For me, it is not... It doesn't look as good. Like, the grit of, like, old 90s or 2000s animation is lost in the modern style, and it bums me out because... Like, I like the grit that you can get from the other style, from like the original style. Let's say she also displayed Minato's power before he was Hokage. Oh, absolutely. I like the idea that he was developing, that he's the one who created the Rasengan. We get to see his process. It's cool. I even like I like the idea that, like, I also like the Jiraiya and Minato interaction. It was very nice. The whole thing was nice. Actually, that might be Joshua. That might be it. It's too clean. It's too clean. It's too nice. It's too perfect. And because of it, it loses that human element of being gritty. That's why I don't like seeing... When I watch Luffy fight all along, I'm watching the original episode from the 90s. I'm not watching... Or 2000s. I forget when it came out. But still, I'm not watching the East Blue special version of that fight. No. Give me the OG fights. There's also a video I want to make about Usopp, because one of the things that I think people need to be real about is that Dressrosa is mostly a dog shit arc. Like, it's not a terrible arc, but it's absolutely the worst One Piece arc. Which is saying a lot, because I love One Piece arcs a lot. I love One Piece in general a lot. But I absolutely, and I mean this, I absolutely cannot stand Dressrosa. Especially as a fan of the Straw Hats. I feel like that's the part it fails at the most. The only Straw Hat who I think is completely unscathed is probably Luffy, and it's just because Luffy is fighting the main villain, and there's a bunch of cool backdrop that's thankfully provided by Log in his flashback. Funny how folks care for the OG and not give a fuck about Boruto time skip. One, all we've seen is Sarada's slight redesign. I also don't like that the time skip is happening where it is. So for those who don't know what's going on in Boruto currently, what's currently going on in Boruto is that Kawaki has resolved himself to kill Boruto, but it's a struggle because of how important Boruto is, being the son of the Hokage. So with Ida ends up changing the reality, at least within the village, where they view Boruto as the stranger and Kawaki as the Hokage's son. And because Kawaki trapped Naruto and Hinata in a different dimension, they're missing, and they're using that justification to why Boruto needs to be killed or executed, because they chased away, because they like did something to Lord 4th, or they killed Lord 7th, I'm sorry. So what the reason why I don't like the time skip, because the time skip is implying that these people are under this like spell for I'm guessing a couple years, it sounds like. And I don't know if it's a couple years. We don't know how long the time skip is, but if it's anything standard, It'll be like 2 years or at least a year. You tell me the entire Konoha village was stuck in this mine thing for over a year before Boruto was like, now I can fix the problem. I'm like, what? I also hate it because Ida acknowledges that she made a mistake, but like won't fix it because of Kawaki. I'm just like, what? None of this makes sense, and all this sounds stupid. Yosara looking like a $10 hooker now. That is true. Well, that's because what she is. She's a 10-year-old parading herself around like a hooker. I don't know what it is with them drawing Sarada in such weird fucking ways. It's like we can't have any consistency with her design anymore, which makes no fucking sense. But here we are, I guess. Did we get a new chapter of Boruto? I think they said Boruto was going to be on break for like a month. Yeah, I think Boruto was on a break for a month. Actually, he definitely was on a break. Hold on. Boruto isn't bad. I just wish things would spread out more. No, Boruto's pretty bad. Pretty unappealing. Pretty uninteresting. Pretty unengaging. Kind of a waste of time. Where's my water? I can't get engaged with Boruto. Boruto feels like if dicking around was a show. I don't like the world of Boruto. I feel like there were certain characters that should have influenced certain things in the world that don't, because Kishimoto dropped the ball with writing his main cast of characters or even some of his side characters. That's why Kurenai is a worthless character. She literally exists to have Asuma's baby, and that's all that matters about her. And then you have Anko, a character who conceptually was kind of cool and then kind of fell into the wayside. Like there was so much you could have done. And now we got other manga series ending because, no one has a long running manga series anymore, because that would be fucking stupid, even though there's a lot of stuff you can perfectly approach and engage with and give more lore and history to and explain yourself better. And nah, we're not doing any of that because we don't care. At all. Alright, let me see. Supposedly the parents will have to take photos of their key and upload it to an app. This doesn't even sound smart, Vati. This sounds like that means if any like sexual predators were to hack that app, they would have pictures of a bunch of children and know their information and get away with stuff. The reason why they're even doing this is because they want because parents don't watch their kids. So of course the store has to watch their kids. Which is why they're like, well, we can just fix the problem in the butt. I'm like, bro, stop trying to pass the buck and just tell the parents to watch their fucking kids. Because that's really what all this shit comes down to. It's like, sir, your kid is bad as fuck. You need to watch him. And the reality is that the parents don't want to watch their kids. Mel, what? Samurai 8 is a pretty old show, though. Or are you talking about the newer version of it? Hold on, let me see something. I feel like I've been saying that a lot this stream. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Oh no, never mind. I know what Samurai 8 is. The other Kishimoto manga. I was thinking of another Samurai 8. That's why I said it. I was like, what? My Hero Academia will be in soon enough, as soon as yeah, exactly. Hey, Muscles, Mashal and Muscles already ended. That one ended like a couple weeks ago. So we don't really, hell, we still need a new manga to replace Muscles and Magic. Joe, what about non-shonen anime do you watch? Currently, it's been, anime-wise, nothing. Yeah, anime wise, nothing. I don't watch anything. I haven't watched any anime consistently, probably in a couple weeks now. And the times I was watching it was mainly due to like other people's, like either a group call, which actually I think is what it mainly was, just group calls. Yeah, it did. The manga did end. Yeah, Joshua. My Hero's bro. My Hero's creator has designs of the characters as adults. Of course he does. That doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't say it's long though. It maybe be long by normal anime standards. Sure, it's long, but like in terms of shonen standards, My Hero's still pretty short. Some people follow Yosakura. Time skip feels like it's becoming bored, so like kind of, but it makes sense. But it does kind of feel that way. I can see how you could get the vibe from that. Um, but I think Yozakura's time skip is fine. I mostly enjoy it. I don't really have any real issues with it. What shows do you watching if you're not anime just regular? I'm not even watching TV shows, dude. I think I'm just relaxing, working on the house and chilling. I'm not really doing any extracurriculars. Hell, I haven't even touched Zelda in like a few weeks. So, which I'm gonna try to do some of that tomorrow. I'm trying to get back on Zelda and burn that out. What no manga go on forever though? That is true, Donnie. No manga doesn't go on forever, but sometimes, just sometimes, we like to drag that out because why not? I think someone said or was forced by Shonen Jump to go through another arc. So what are you saying? It was supposed to be shorter, midnight, and they made it longer? Is that what you're implying? Yeah, I'm saying that because you guys were saying some of the new manga are short. They are short by our standards. They may not be short in general, but they are short by our standards. Like having a show end in the 300s and your manga chapter's been going on for the last 20 years would be kind of fucking weird. Like, finish the show. I was fully able to finish Engage. After all the beckoning I had, the final boss was kind of a letdown. All right, duly noted. Let's see. Don't worry, y'all. Hero got your back. When you fairly, when the fairy tale 1,000 years ago, 1,000 Year Quest, Elden Zero, or Red Dead Rock, pick your favorite. It sounds really inspired. I'm super excited. Woo! Can't you hear the excitement in my voice? Woo! Let's see. Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I think I've run out of things I want to talk about. Plus, I'm pretty sure. Is it Tyrone? I think it's Tyrone or TSS that are streaming. I think it might be both. It might be both, actually. Let's see. No, don't take me to my dashboard, you fucking coward. Hold on, let's go back to Twitch. I know TSS didn't stream like he said he was going to. That's a shame. But Tyrone did. So, before we get out of here, we're going to go support the boy Tyrone. He's doing some more Showdown stuff. So let's post that in here. Yeah, My Hero's is coming up on 400. That's where it is currently. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, My Hero is like 395. So it will definitely be at 400 pretty soon. Hell, I think it'll be around the time we get out of August. I can't find my dang link. There we go. Cool. Yeah, Mid-Hair Academia. So yeah, tomorrow we start our DMC reboot on the Twitch channel. Twitch is the Twitch twitch.tv/the Insane Game Freak. So keep that in mind. Let's see. I'm gonna be uploading another playthrough for the members. I might upload a video for the members asking what do you guys want, because I can't. I'm like, the playthroughs are one thing, but like, is that the only thing you guys want? So I'll let the members know that tomorrow, and then I think that's it. I think we're good. So thank you guys for the 22 viewers, the 22 consistent viewers. I very much appreciate it. Even the 8 likes, even though it's disproportionate to the amount of viewers, I still appreciate the likes I did get. Tomorrow, Devil May Cry. I think Tyrone's doing a launch, not a launch table, a round table. So he'll be busy. TSS might be around at night. He's kind of weird. And Richie is Richie because time waits for no one, you fucking coward. Time waits for no one, you fucking coward. Oh my god. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah. DMC tomorrow. I'll be pairing up with Tyrone on Sunday for Blue Dragon. And then we go back to a normal week. I don't know if I'm going to do a high five rush because I kind of want to hear the main music of the game, but like, I can't. So I don't know. TSS said he was leaving. Shut up, Donnie. I hate that statement. TSS said he was leaving in like 6 days. So it's got to be sometime late next week. So we'll see. But go show my boy Tyrone some love at his Twitch while he's still doing Showdown for the masses. And then I'm going to get out of here and I'll catch you guys later, okay? We will chat more and talk more and discuss more later. Or you'll make me do things on my stream that'll make me regret my life in so many ways. But yeah, life's a game. Play to win. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.